We turn now to a consumer alert. About 58 million pounds of corn dogs and other sausage on a stick products are being recalled across the country.
Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be covering the second largest food recall in USA history that happened just last month. But before we dive into that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below to let me know about your most recent Costco haul. And please share this video with someone if you know they're interested about information on our food security. Thanks for tuning in. I am the Vancouver Costco Junkie, and today I'm going to cover recent recalls in Canada and the USA. Long-term food security is something that is top of mind. Recalls in Canada are also on the rise. Take a listen to this.
Canada has seen a dramatic surge in food recalls since 2019. Take a look at this graph from the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. It shows that recalls climbed from 45 in 2018 to 259 in 2019. They haven't dipped below about 140 per year since. And we have already seen about 131 recalls this year.
As you can see, recalls since 2019 have been horrendous, and I think it's important that more people see this data. On September 27th, 2025, the USA experienced their second largest food recall in history, 58 million pounds of corn dogs. I'm going to quickly catch you up on the largest food recalls that have affected us in the past year. Let's finish the story about the 58 million pound massive recall, and then I really want you to see other recalls that you probably didn't know about. Take a listen to this.
We turn now to a consumer alert. About 58 million pounds of corn dogs
from a local company recalling 58 million pounds of corn dogs and sausage on a stick products.
Hillshire Brands is recalling 58 million pounds of corn dog and sausage on a stick products.
Now to a major recall alert. Check your freezers right now. Hillshire Brands is recalling roughly 58 million pounds of corn dogs and sausage on a stick products. This is all because pieces of wood might be in the batter.
That would be the Hillshire Brands company based in Haltom City, now warning people not to eat those. Some of those food products you see listed there, they say pieces of wood may have become embedded in the corn dog batter.
As if that wasn't bad enough, about a week later, Foster Farms recalled another 4 million pounds of corn dogs due to the same reason.
Foster Poultry Farms LLC has announced a recall of nearly 4 million pounds of chicken corn dog products.
Meanwhile, nearly 4 million pounds of Foster Farms chicken corn dogs have been recalled because the batter may contain wood pieces.
Right now, a recall of wood-contaminated corn dogs is expanding to include Foster Poultry Farms. Now, Foster Farms is recalling nearly 4 million pounds of its corn dogs. The corn dogs were shipped nationwide.
So within just a matter of weeks, there were 2 recalls totaling 62 million pounds of food. In the same month, there were 70,000 bags of shrimp recalled as well due to being radioactive. Watch this, and I'm going to show you a few more recent recalls as well, so you can start to see the bigger picture here.
To recall of frozen shrimp sold at Walmart. People are being told to throw it away after shrimp in a shipment was found to be contaminated with radioactive material.
Now, Walmart sells the brand of frozen shrimp in 13 states under the brand name, and you can see them in red.
A meat producer, Sabrositos Hondureños, is recalling roughly 32,000 pounds of meat.
A popular chocolate bar is among certain brands of pistachio and pistachio-containing products that have been recalled in a Canada-wide outbreak of salmonella that's left 9 people hospitalized. Health Canada has recalled Habibi and Al Mukhtar Food Center pistachio products. The pistachios may have been also used and sold in baked goods. Also recalled is the Dubai brand Kanafi Milk Chocolate Bar, a style of pistachio treat that has gained worldwide popularity on social media. The products were distributed in Ontario and Quebec. Salmonella is a foodborne illness that is spread through contaminated food. Symptoms include chills, fever, nausea and diarrhea, vomiting, stomach cramps, or a sudden headache. Most last 4 to 7 days, but an infected person can infect others for days or even weeks.
More than a half ton of frozen cooked ground beef is being recalled for possibly containing pieces of metal. The recall was issued on July 29th by Ada Valley Meat Company. The products in question are 20-pound cases of Ada Valley fully cooked ground beef. They had pack dates of May 28th and May 30th.
You will want to check your fridge because more than 143,000 pounds of bologna is being recalled.
Right now, more than 15,000 pounds of ready-to-eat jerky and snack sticks are being recalled nationwide.
Okay, let's take a quick pause here. Are you starting to see what I'm talking about? Now get this. Here was a huge canned food recall of over 256,000 cans of beef stew that were contaminated, again, with pieces of wood.
Hormel Foods is recalling cans of Dinty Moore beef stew.
Hormel is recalling more than 256,000 pounds of Dinty Moore canned beef stew. The USDA says it may be contaminated with wood.
Has issued another recall. Hormel Foods Corporation is recalling more than 256,000 pounds of canned beef stew products, according to the USDA.
Okay, get ready for another rapid-fire round of recalls.
This most recent salmonella outbreak is that it was caused by a dessert most commonly served at hotels and restaurants. Sweet cream mini pastry is now responsible for a countrywide salmonella outbreak. This comes the same week a food recall warning was issued for several brands of eggs. Potential salmonella contamination on shell eggs from these 6 brands spanning at least 3 provinces, BC, Manitoba, and Ontario.
A recall on canned tuna to tell you about, especially if you have a wheat allergy. Health Canada has issued a recall for Century brand flaked lake tuna, hot and spicy, over undeclared wheat.
Here's another giant 10 to 12 million pound recall of ready-to-eat meat products. This happened only about a year ago from today.
That's right, Dawn. Nearly 10 million pounds of pre-cooked chicken is said to be affected by this recall.
A massive food recall growing tonight involving nearly 12 million pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products. And get this, not only was the food shipped to stores, but schools as well.
Federal officials issuing a nationwide recall of nearly 12 million pounds of meat and poultry products that may be potentially contaminated with listeria. This recall includes ready-to-eat meals sent to U.S. schools, restaurants, and major retailers.
It's a bacteria that can survive in cold temperatures. That's why sometimes with deli meats that are refrigerated or frozen, you're not going to get rid of the bacteria.
It's the same recall that forced Philadelphia public schools to warn students about possible illness last week.
Not a good feeling.
Leery shoppers are being told some of the affected products may still remain on store shelves.
It makes me concerned. I feel like the things that I buy from the shelf should be safe.
But seeing things in refrigerators that I don't really know, like my grandparents could be eating it and I don't know. So that really does cause like a big problem.
CDC says symptoms can take up to 10 weeks to develop.
That is crazy, right? 10 weeks for symptoms to develop? That means food can be widely consumed and affect millions of people before it's even discovered as a problem. Okay guys, I'm going to show you this next one that affected 7 million pounds of meat and then go through a bunch of other ones really quickly.
Health experts are advising consumers to heed the warnings after a listeria-related recall on Boar's Head deli meats was linked to at least 10 deaths since May.
The reach is so expansive for this recall because this particular vendor resells and then they resell, and so this meat has kind of spread out a lot.
Well, doctors tell me that listeria can occur quickly or up to 10 weeks after eating contaminated food. You can understand why it's hard to trace it. Now, the infections are especially dangerous, as we mentioned, for older people, those with weakened immune systems, and people who are pregnant.
I went through hell and back again. I don't wish it on anyone.
In a consumer alert tonight, the USDA says more than 20,000 pounds of beef products are being recalled.
Egg recall October 2025, pasta recall September 2025, tuna recall September, cheese recall September. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is serious, folks. Mac and cheese recall September 2025, juice recall September 2025, eggs recall August 2025, butter recall in August, ice cream bar recall July, chicken sausage recall July 2025, mushroom recall July 2025, another pasta dish recall June 2025, another meat recall May 2025, an apple juice recall March 2025, a canned tuna recall February 2025, a canned green bean recall February 2025. Most people don't realize what's going on, so I wanted to highlight this for you. Just bringing this back to the 58 million pound recall and what that means for you and for anyone you care about. Understand that our supply chains are very fragile, and if too many of these shocks stack on top of each other, then that can really mean big trouble. Comment below if you know of any recalls that I've missed. If you work in a food production facility, please give us the inside scoop. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who could really share this concern. Let's spread the awareness about this. Thanks for joining me. I am the Vancouver Costco Junkie, signing off. Stay curious and be aware, and I'll see you in the next one.